really wanting to waist train. Now, I've had probably like 3 or 4 waist trainers since it became a trend in, I guess, 3 years ago. And this is the most comfortable one I've ever owned. I can definitely wear this like 4 or 5 hours. And this is my waist trainer. So this is a latex waist trainer. It is latex on the outside, and it's like a nice soft clothy. It's pretty dirty, sorry about that, but on the inside. So let's talk about waist training first. I know that waist training was extremely popular. Like, it's always been kind of a thing, of course, but I feel like it got super popular maybe like 3 years ago, where everybody was waist training. And I definitely think there are pros to waist training, because essentially the purpose of waist training is to train your waist. So if you're doing something every single day, your body is going to automatically like get accustomed to that practice. It's kind of sort of, this is the first thing that popped in my head, but it's kind of sort of like if you always get your hair flat ironed and then you wrap your hair every night, eventually your hair will just automatically like wrap. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to struggle to wrap your hair as you would if you've never wrapped your hair before, and or you've never gotten your hair straightened before. I always used to tell people when I wear my hair straight a lot that, you know, like my hair is trained, so that's why it kind of just falls how it falls and it just wraps how it wraps. Same thing with waist training. If you train your waist, you know, for a certain amount of time and your body becomes used to that, it's just going to kind of take the form of the waist trainer. And I do want to try this on for you guys so you can see the difference. Now, in the olden days, corsets were used to really snatch, what is it called? I guess snatch your waist under things like ball gowns. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and try this on. I'm going to show you guys how I look, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how I really feel when I'm in this thing, because, woo, okay, it's a bit of a struggle. So this is my, let me move back. All right, so this is my waist right now. I have not been waist training, and I will talk about why soon. But this is how my midsection looks, and my waist trainer is from Amazon. A small, I got a medium at first, but it just wasn't tight enough. It was a lot of extra space in there. This waist trainer is super affordable. I'm still on the first hook, okay? And this is because this small is like super, super tight. So I like that this one has 3 band, like 3 little hook rows or whatever. Like, look at that. It's literally, it does not hurt. I will say that. It does not hurt. But literally, like, all of this right here, this is all flat. So this is like all my fat right here, like, ew. Oh, so you kind of break a sweat when you do it, okay? But this is how it makes my waist look now. So if I was to put on clothes, it would look like I have the perfect waist. And you put this over like so. If I can get it out. Whew, Lord. Everything just fits a little bit better, right? Alrighty, y'all, so here I am with this waist trainer on. It actually does not feel bad right now. Alright, so first things first, when it comes to waist training, it's one of those things that you can't really do 24/7. Realistically, I feel like I would love to waist train overnight, because that way you don't have to wear it throughout the day. You can really just like sleep and waist train. And I know some people do that, but in reality, it's like if you have a significant other, it's kind of weird to be in the bed with them and a waist trainer on. Also, how it makes the other parts of your body. It doesn't necessarily help the other parts of your body. I know a lot of people wear like waist training vest, so it's kind of bringing in everything. But if you notice, like around my arm area, everything is kind of pushed up in there. So then that becomes a habit as well if I was to wear this all the time. Like all of this back fat is really just like struggling, okay? On top of the fact that this thing here, some corsets or waist trainers, whatever you like to call them, are extremely tight, and so it is really hard to do like your everyday activities if you're really wanting to waist train. Now, I've had probably like 3 or 4 waist trainers since it became a trend in, I guess, 3 years ago, and this is the most comfortable one I've ever owned. I can definitely wear this like 4 or 5 hours. I have also worn this to work, and I'm talking about worn this to work for like 12 hours straight. You know, it was like, wow, like, first of all, my uniform was looking really good, okay, but I was really focusing on training my waist, not even how I look in the clothes that I'm wearing. So I would definitely recommend to get one that fits. That's the first thing. Make sure it is comfortable. That is so important. Another thing, when you sit down, it should not hurt. So it should not like fold over and budge to where your organs are hurting. Some of the cons that people talk about all the time with waist training is that it kind of shifts your organs. You're trying to form your waist in a way that it's not used to. So it can somewhat shift some things around. And I wouldn't say that it's necessarily harmful, because if you're comfortable with your waist trainer on, then you should be fine. But in an instance where maybe it is too tight, or you just know that you're in some sort of pain with it on, that's a no-go. So if you're gonna waist train, just make sure it's comfortable. And if you guys are interested